Hi guys, welcome to my Juniper SRX video. In this video we will be having a look at how to log into the Juniper firewall and create user accounts. So this firewall is based on the Juniper SRX 110, which is running the Junos operating system, and it has a factory default configuration on it. So the first thing we will do is log into the appliance via the CLI. And to log into the device we will be using PuTTY, and we're connected into the laptop via the COM3 port. So if we click open, that should let us log in. And to log in, we would use the username of root, and there is no password by default. So after you're authenticated, you enter the Unix shell. Then to get to the CLI shell, we would type CLI, and you're now in the operation mode of the command line interface. And you can see that by the caret symbol. So this has changed to the caret symbol from the percentage symbol there. And in operation mode, you can manage the appliance and monitor the appliance as well. So for example, you can monitor the status of the device interfaces, check chassis alarms, upgrade and downgrade the device's operating system, etc. But we can type in question mark to see what commands are available within the operation mode. So to enter the configuration mode, which is the second one from the top, we would type either configure, edit, or even CO to enter the configuration mode. The spacebar would complete most CLI commands like that. If we press enter, we've now entered into configuration mode, and you can see the hash symbol here represents the configuration mode. So just to keep in mind that if you make configuration changes, you must commit these changes before exiting configuration mode for them to take effect. We would need to set up a root password to be able to do this, so I'll cover that now. Otherwise you cannot commit changes without a password. So the root user by default is the administrator or the super user, so the root user we've logged in with, who has absolute permission to both configure and install software on the device. And the root password is required, otherwise it will not let you commit anything. So if you remember, we logged in without a password. So to set up a password, we will type set, and then it's system root. You can do a question mark after any of these commands, by the way, to have a look at what options are available to you. So we do authentication. I'll type in tab to complete the command. We can hit the question mark from here. I'm looking for plain text password. Again, tab. And as you enter the password in plain text, the Junos operating system encrypts it immediately. You don't have to tell Junos to encrypt the password. So if we click enter on that, it asks us for the new password. So I'll specify password and hit enter and retype the password again. Okay, so we've now set up our password for our root user account, so we'll be able to commit changes now. Optionally, you can strengthen security by only allowing root access from the console port only. You can do this with the following command by disabling SSH. So it would be set system services. Let's hit question mark and see what options are available. SSH root login, and the options are allow, deny, or deny password, so we will go for the deny option, and that's been set up as well. You can also create other user accounts as well, so we can set up local users on the device itself, but you can also use a third-party user database like Radius. To create a user account, we would type set system, let's hit question mark, login. Let's finish the options. There's quite a lot, but I know the command I'm looking for. So it's login, question mark again, user, and then we would type in a username. Let's go for Bob. Again, question mark. We need the option class. If we hit question mark again, it gives us an option of 4 classes. So at this point, user Bob is created and you can specify a class the user belongs to. So there are 4 predefined classes, and you can define your own as well. Basically, the class will determine what the user is entitled to do on the system, what permissions they have. So looking at the 4 predefined classes, which are from this one here, the super user. This is super user has full permissions. The operator one here, which has clear network reset, trace and view permissions. There's a read-only one, and the read-only one has view permissions only, and the final one at the bottom is authorized, and unauthorized, and the unauthorized one has no permissions. So if we choose the super user, super tab user, and if we type authentication, and it's got a spelling error in there, so if we hit tab there, it will auto fill it out for us. And then plain text password, hit the tab again. If we hit enter on that, we can specify a password for the user Bob. Retype the password, and that's been done. So we've created our new user account called Bob with super user rights. It's best practice by Juniper to have at least one super user set up locally on the device in case you get locked out of the firewall. To set up further classes, you would do this by using the command set system login class, and let's go for NetOps, for example. You may want to create a custom login class just for network operation staff, for example. They call them NetOps. After this, you can have a look at the permission options and specify the actual permissions. So if we click question mark on that, we can see the permissions here. And yeah, so you can create the class and then you can apply the class to the user. So now that we've set up the root password as well as the password for Bob, user account for Bob, we're able to commit changes. So let's commit changes, and we can do this by typing commit. There's actually options after commit as well, so different types of commit options, but we'll have a look at this in another video. But we can do a commit check which checks the correctness of the syntax. So check to make sure there's no errors, and configuration check succeeded means there are no issues and we could commit the change. So if we do commit config, let's go for commit question mark and just hit enter on commit. So you didn't need the config at the end. I don't know where I've got that from. And that should commit changes. It's just waiting for it to come back. Great stuff. So that's committed our changes. Thank you for watching. Sorry, the final piece I wanted to show you is to log out and log back in as Bob, just to prove that Bob works. Bob, and the password of log back in as Bob. So we can do, for example, hit the question mark here, we're in operational mode, and hit configure to go into configuration mode again. Thank you for watching.